What is up, my crazy, beautiful Vertico? It's one of Vertico, you can call me V, and welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom. Let me just put my phone on the floor so it doesn't vibrate on the desk. As you can see, we've not done anything off camera. I just not really had the time. Unfortunately, this is a very, very time-consuming process, but we're taking our time for good reason. Now then, we of course do need to wall this off as to prevent anything getting in, but for the meantime, what I wanted to actually do was start doing the enclosure. I wanted trees. Tree removal. Perfect. Oh my god, I love the way they just shrink into nothingness. This is amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, so we're going to quickly remove everything from the enclosure, maybe from around the enclosure, just for good measure. And we have now got a completely blank slate. So we are going for a tropical rainforest-esque vibe, so we need to look for that. So that is a temperate. I'm guessing this is because we're in the UK, that we've got all these temperate ones, which isn't ideal. But here we are. Clover. I know that we can put like lilies and stuff on, and we can do some deep water and some, you know, waterfall sort of thing. Except I don't think we can do a waterfall because there's no like water tool. What the hell is that? Can you see that? It's like a white nothingness. No clue. Right, so let us have a look at the different tree options, shall we? No, don't like you. Oh, you're just filling in with it. Okay. Not really. Not really. Not really. Not really. Oh, it's... That's why. That's actually really cool. It lets you pick which ones you want and fill in with them. So that's really clever. I like that a lot. I do have a concern that we are locked to these temperate ones. I would love not to be, but I don't know if that's just the requirement. I mean, in Create, this might be all they have, but if it's not, I would like them to, you know, remove that inhibition? I don't know, that limit in Creative, but this might be all they have instead, so I can't really comment on that. Not quite sure. So, Bengal Bamboo. No, select no, tree removal off, deselect all. Okay, so you can grow quite thick as well, which is nice. So you can set how thick you want, which is really cool. So that is pretty damn cool. So what we're gonna do now is just get rid of this, sort out the topography. There we go. And then go from there. So there are some things I want to try and do. See if this is any better than Jurassic World Evolution 2. I'm always scared of this. Okay. So far, so good. So I don't want it being any taller than the, you know, where we're looking. So it's just about here is the peak. So I'm not wanting it to go any higher than that. Now, this needs to level off a bit better, so let's go ahead and level it off. Okay, I'm actually quite happy with that. So that's the topography for over here. Now, here is where I want something. Can I build a stream without it screwing it up? Oh, I can. In fact, it sits on top quite nicely. Depth. Oh yeah, look at that. That's really cool. So you got this, like, obviously this is just a risk and I'm going to undo, don't worry. Ooh, that's pretty nasty. Okay, let's remove the water instead. See, the undo should do that, and I like this. It's a nice flat, but we do need to actually adjust it so it's no longer as flat. Roughen it a bit. Oh, that is what we like. That is indeed something. There we go. Look at that. We have a roughen tool. So you have a smooth, you have a rough. Oh, probably went a bit overboard on the rough. So let's just level it off a bit. And then go back at it with the rough and just not as severe. There we go. That looks better. Maybe on along the sides too, just so we can get rid of this, like, unnatural looking shape. There we go. Ah, that's better. Right, very happy with that. Now that we know water can go up there, we're actually going to pop the water, not remove, place the water. So we can place calm water, rough water. What does rough water look like? And calm water next to it. I mean, I do see some more movement. Muddy water. Ooh, that is quite swampy. I like that. Not for this enclosure, admittedly. Ah, yes. So we want our rough water stream. And this is quite big, actually. So I'm almost a fan of that. I like the way that this is just sort of coming in like a cove. And then we will get up to here. And this is where we're going to build a waterfall. So let's drop the size of this a little bit. And then what we're going to do, you can see the little bit of the water there, actually, which is kind of nice because that's exactly what I'm going for. We're going to have the water splash effects for the waterfall, but we do need some rocks. So before we do that, I just wanted to get the topography done. You know, we've got a nice, large amount of flat land here. We'll probably put like the, oh my God, I set the camera up, I'm not joking, perfectly, and I'm not freaking centered again. It's just me. It is just me. I keep moving to the center just slightly, and I've even noticed in the video it's not super noticeable until I raise it. We'll talk about it. But so we're going to use rocks to cover this through. Top of this, I might paint. Let's have a look to see what sort of substrate we're getting. In fact, there's going to be like trees around it anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But there we go. Just get a little bit of that, like that. Cool. And then thinking, I like the fact that you can see a little bit of a rock around the sides, which is really cool. So I really wish that you could tick that. I don't know why I can't. Intensity, we'll keep high, but we're going to just drop the size a bit so I can go in quite a fine brush, essentially. Just as it sort of goes along the sides. And look, you see all this parts where it's just like melding in a bit and, you know, you ain't got any natural straight lines. That's what we're looking for. You want to look natural because, you know, nature doesn't work with straight lines, or God don't build in straight lines, if you want to quote Prometheus. There we go. So we are going to have that just pepper potted about very, very lightly, sort of allowing some grass to escape through. You don't want it looking like a hodgepodge though, so you've got to be quite methodical to it. I really am sounding like Bob Ross, and I. Okay. Very gently. I am being so gentle because it creates this almost natural looking effect where you're not getting rid of all the grass. You've got a nice bit of green pepper potted in there, which is quite nice. Obviously, it's a hill, not so much a mountain, so you're not going to see too much rock about, but there we go. Just do it the same around the sides too. Okay, and once we've got this done, we can work on the trees and the rocks and the bushes and the lily pads and, you know, all that good stuff. And then we can consider moving on to other things. I have been cutting the episodes down by quite a chunk. You know, like I'm working with like, what, 50 minutes to an hour and a half content. I'm cutting it down to 45 minutes. It would be nicer to cut it down even more, but it's just what it is, really. There we go. That. Then the completely rocky part over here where the water's obviously splashed up and so on and so forth, and it's just causing a lot of erosion and removal of vegetation and stuff, so it's quite nice. Although, you know, it's not completely gone because there'll be trees, of course, obstructing that from completely happening. Now this part, I want there to be quite a bit more, like so. There we go. It just sort of helps break up the shape a bit with the colours. I'm quite happy with that. Also really highlights some of the edges, which is nice. So, just do that to round that out there. Up here, there we go, look at that. Perfect. Actually, genuinely, very happy with that. I just want to finish this bit up here. And this bit over here. There we go. Perfect. A little bit more. Perfect. Right. That's that done. Genuinely very, very happy with that. Looks like a snake. Now then, we are moving on to the trees, and then of course I will focus on creating the waterfall effect, as well as rocks and so on and so forth. So there is that. Do not panic. Right, I think I liked these. Let's have a look to see what they look like. Ooh. Well, this is clearing foliage. We don't want that. Intensity or density, you can't drop any lower than that. That's interesting. Don't really want them that dense. I've got an idea. If I do this... Oh, right, I got a... There we go. Don't want them too dense around the thing. Get rid of you. There we go. Deselect all. That. Get rid of tree removal. Pop a few there. Perfect. Not around the top, at least. Just because the way it's going down. Let's have a look. What do you look like? Oh, we want to remove you. Because we have not... Deselect all. Are these trees then? No, they're not. Cool. Okay. Didn't want that much. Undo. No, wait, redo, because it's not doing what I want it to remove. It's doing something completely different. There we go. You're on the edge. I don't want you on the edge, so come back. We are going to create a sort of almost drum flip effect. There we go. Oh, size is what we wanted to do to help with density, and we're just creating this thick brush made up with a combination of the different ones, which is really nice that you can actually do that. You can see all the different types. It's really cool. I'm just going to paint the brush throughout here. It's quite nice. Nice and thick. You can see it going into the water as well, with some of the trees going into the water, the bamboo coming out of the water in that instance. You can see it under the water too. Just because obviously it's a rainforest, it's going to be quite dense with this sort of thing, which is nice. So just pop that there. Okay, and then I like these being along the sides. So what we'll do is we'll just do this. So the forest section of it's going to be over here. Well, I might have a large plain over here just for the feeding and being able to actually see the damn dinosaurs. Though, they are large sauropods, so you might see them over most of these trees, which is nice. We're just going to go ahead and paint this in no particular order. Just go around the edges, maybe a little bit leaning into the water, just getting a healthy amount of drink. Maybe we had rain, really sort of create that effect. Just sort of go around the edge. And we can think about where the rest of the forest is going to go, what sort of trees I want there to sort of create some biodiversity. Rather than what we've got up there, which is obviously the bamboo trees, but that's probably because they're more likely to survive up there amongst the things. So let's get rid of these. I'm very happy with that. It's just looking a bit unnatural at the moment. We'll have some rocks in the water, of course, just to sort of create this effect. But yes, so the birch is not what I'm looking for. We have Bengal bamboo, 1 and 2. Oh, that arrow wood, actually. What did you look like? Oh, you look like an actual bush. Oh, yeah. You'd have been nice too, actually. Let's go ahead and get some of that just thrown in. Perfect. And maybe up here too, actually. I'll cover some of the mid gaps. There we go. Perfect. You're quite nice, actually. So let's just quickly get you... There we go. Maybe because we're having it in the forest around here, you'll be a bit thicker around this side. Perfect. Right. Off of you. We'll have the bamboo. That Field M2, let's have a look at you, actually. What do you look like? You are not a rainforest, but you're not bad either. You're quite tall. I like that. How about you? Field M3. Get rid of that. Tree removal off. Okay. Holm Oak. Not really going to get a rainforest effect, I'm afraid, guys, because of the fact that there's not many tree options at the moment. And they all are temperate trees as opposed to tropical. And I don't know if that's down to location, which, if it is, I hope that in the future, when it goes into sandbox creative mode, you can just remove that limitation. Maybe I'm not seeing something. Maybe you guys can tell me what I'm missing. I'll tell you what I was missing. The entire freaking time was not clicking the cross on the weather thing and not seeing all of these options down here. Desert is not possible. Grassland is not possible. Tropical is possible. Thank you. So we have coconut palms. Still, I'm quite happy with what we've got here. However, I wouldn't mind throwing in some extra stuff. So what's Scaviola look like? Ooh, just actual thick brush. Oh, it adds layers. This. It adds layers. It's a shame the coloration's a bit obvious, but it adds layers. Palm seedlings. There we go. That also adds a nice little thick brush. I'm quite happy with that. That's definitely a lot more tropical too, which is very, very nice. There we go. It's just creating this really thick looking forest, which makes me happy. Right. So let's just go ahead and get this all peppered through. There we go. Look at that. And if you look here, like walking through this would be an absolute nightmare. Unless you're a sauropod. Oh my god, I can't scroll out. Right, let's have a look at these trees. What have we got? Oh, hell yeah. You are on the list. But you? Meh. No, you know what? I don't hate them. Coconut palms, not so much. A banana tree. Nah. Right, so it's the kapok. I don't like the palms. I know it's tropical, but I was thinking rainforest, you know? Wetland. Maybe from the wetland? Nah. Got some nice things in here, though, like bushes. They've got loads, which is really cool. Scrubland. Not really. They have got the sort of foxtail palms as well. Temperate. Coastal. And then boreal. So the boreal will be like coniferous trees, I believe. So no. Okay. Tropical does have the canok. So the kapok, sorry. So we'll actually use that. In fact, select all tree removal. Size. Can you please leave? Why are you not leaving? Why is this not leaving? I have no idea. Possibly because it's probably from another one, so I don't know which one I picked. In that case, you can stay. I like that. Like a lone, like, large tree. It's kind of cool. You can stay. You have earned my respect. Select, deselect all. Right, okay. So... oh my goodness. That was a surprise. There we go. Okay. Off the tree removal part. We want that kapok because that's nice and tall. Good lord, look at the size of that. Wow. Okay. So seeing those there we go, density decreased a bit, but seeing the Argentinosaurus may have just become a little bit more difficult. Because look at how thick and tall they are. If I reduce their size, it doesn't reduce their size. It just places fewer of them. Fascinating. Tree removal. Size. Let's go. Come on. Oh, and density. Thank you. Maybe not the kapok trees then. Let's go back to the drawing boards, I suppose. The swamp beach. Oh, density we need to drop down. And size we need to drop down. Thank you. What about the bold cypress? How do you look? You don't look tropical. Nor does the other one. No, the cypress is all we got, so let's go ahead and get that. Oh no, let's get rid of some of the bush. Just do this so it only gets rid of the trees. If you would be so kind, thank you. Okay, so desert's not accessible, grassland is not accessible, tropicals and no, scrubland maybe. Right, please. Right. You know what? Don't hate it. Not quite tropical though, you know? No. Ugh, Norfolk pine, no. No. Just not getting what I want, you know? Ooh, okay. Select all tree removal. Let's just get rid of all this quickly. Oh, god damn it. Thank you. Deselect all. Get rid of tree removal, actually. So I like these just for lower trees in the thing. And if you look at here, the density is nice and spaced out. It's because once you get a larger thing, it just works. So we're just going to have a few around the edge. And then it'll be quite thick around here because, as I said, we're going to be going for the thing around this side. So we'll be doing that. So just get nice and thick. And the forest will actually begin on this side around here. It'll just be falling through that way. Now I just need to reduce the size of it, go to tree removal just so I can get the edges outside of the enclosure. But some might just get rid of in the inside the enclosure, that's fine. Come on. He's not leaving. Why is he not leaving? Don't know. Density, size, and then just... There we go. There we go. There we go. Right, okay. Size, density. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm an idiot. Tree removal. There we go. Screw it. We'll leave it at that. So we have now got some of that. Of course, we now need to go back for some more of the brush. So I believe in the tropical we had some nice brush. So fan palm, elephant ear, palm seedling, and some scaviola. And we're going to just increase the size but decrease the density. Just have this throughout where it can go. Just create a nice thick brush. There we go. Thicker in certain areas would be nice. There we go. So if we look down at the ground, we can see that it has got some sort of brush just at the bottom. Some places it's a bit thicker, some places a bit, thinner. It's a lot thicker near the water because plants need water, so they would be. That's excellent reasoning, Corey. Now we need to find our main trees. That's a damn shame that grassland isn't there, because I'd really like to look at that tree, just off the bat. So, these swamp beeches now. Maybe some bold cypresses, just throw them in. Oh yeah, they can work. They can work. I'll get rid of the swamp beech though, but these cypresses could work. It's not quite rainforest-esque or tropical rainforest, because that's the vibe I was going for with this enclosure, just a sort of tropical forest. Maybe not a rainforest actually at this point, but a tropical forest would be nice. But lots of shape being broken up. People are like, oh, there's too many trees here. Well, we are going for a rainforest-esque sort of vibe. And as I said, if you look through, going through here, you're going to be seeing lots of the same trees, unfortunately, but you can only do what you can only do, right? So we're just going to go ahead and bring these trees right up to the edge here. And we've got a nice bit of flat land here. We'll probably either put another viewing enclosure by copying it over. Maybe have a feeding, or I don't know. But they have got access to water currently. And all that good stuff. So, what I need to do now is maybe think about putting some trees down over here too, just for good measure. Just so it's not completely bold over here. Maybe the occasional on the actual hill would be nice. Just showing they've survived. And maybe not just a complete flat land, but a little bit more sparse would be nice. Just sort of feeds into it from there. And it helps break up the shape. We'll have a feeder. Where are we? Animal care. We do need to make them a house. Very minimal space, I'm afraid. That's my fault. I might put it over here, to be fair. It would be nice, but a feeder, a flat feeder, or a tall herbivore feeder. I think we will put, I know they've got trees and stuff back there too, but I think some tall herbivore feeders just around the water point here. You can see one here, so if you're walking past this enclosure and you see this, you can literally see a sauropod eating, which I think is really cool. But we're going to give them quite a few, just so they've got some good space. I love the fact that you can do so much with this. So much. Like, that's insane. Enrichment, you can get them toys, fruit blocks, termite mounds, and a dung beetle nest. Now, this is going to be very important. These need to be everywhere. Because sauropods poop. So, having them hidden is an amazing upside of the brush. I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy I can put them inside of trees and stuff as well. Look at that. It's definitely there. You can see it rolling it. That's cool. And I'm quite chuffed with that. So, anything else? Can we get some fruit blocks? They would melt so freaking quick. A blood pumpkin. I think that's a pumpkin filled with blood. A termite mound. Because that doesn't look out of place at all. So we do need to do some rocks now. Just, make it a little bit natural. So I don't know what they're under. I have no idea what rocks would be under. Because I personally thought it would be under this, under the terraforming. Clearly not. Auto paint textures, show topography overlay. You can't do that yet. It's just showing features that will be here eventually, I suppose. Okay, so we don't want any of those. Would it be a modular piece, I suppose? Enclosures. Nope. Oh, good lord, there's my alarm. Shows how long I was awake in advance, because I set alarms for... I set several, because yesterday I was supposed to do so much yesterday, but I woke up at 5 PM. I was, so shocked. Today I woke up at 12, and I set alarms for 3, so... Gives you a good indication of how long I've been awake at this point. Now, this is just a mini aviary, which we will, of course, work with in the future. Quite chuffed with that, but for now, not in need of that. So, these are paths, animal care. We've already checked out park infrastructure. Don't really need to look at. Guest facilities. Attractions. Ooh, oh, yes, I forgot. A viewing area tropical. What does this look like? Oh, I don't hate it. I genuinely don't hate this. Maybe as a secondary one. Or a... one over here in the actual forest. That would be really cool. I like it. I know I'm using a prefab for it, but I really like this prefab. Have a look to see what sort of they've used here. Wow, I've used quite a lot on that. I like that. They've got a modern one, of course. We've seen that already. Got the viewing tower natural, which we've seen. Guest objects, so you can have gazebos, so on and so forth. You can use your seating modular parts, so that's really cool. Probably install some seating up here, actually. I didn't think of that. Did not think of that at all, actually. So, you can have seating, which is really cool, and you can rotate it, as you see fit. What sort of seating would we have up here? A tropical bench, maybe? I need to put something around to stop people falling off, but I'm just going to go with the thing of, people are probably smarter than we give them credit for. So that's quite a long bench. It looks like a bed. Tropical 2. It looks like a freaking throne. However, such a great opportunity for a photo if you were to sit on it, I suppose. So maybe it's like a photo opportunity bench. That's kind of cool. Right, let's get this nice and plush. About here, I'd say. And it looks pretty central. I know it's just off slightly to the left, but that's fine. We have got a bench down. Anyway, I was looking for rocks, wasn't I? Modular pieces. Here we go. Roofs. Scenery. Where's my rocks? Oh, we got all the garden stuff we can do. So obviously lilies and stuff. Amazonian lilies, which is really cool. In fact, we're going to do these first, and then we'll try and find these rocks again. There we go. Perfect, I would say. Was that number 1? No, it was number 2, so there we go. Just rotate them a bit. And then go for number 3. Was number 3 the one we used? No, this is a lot bigger. There we go. I like that. Just right at the top there. Kind of cool. Just, I like the colours on these. Don't get me wrong. They're absolutely fantastic. Water lilies. So these are just some smaller lilies, which you might have just thrown a... Oh, hello. I don't suppose undo will get rid of you. Yes, it will. Fantastic. I forgot that we've got to go down because we're now looking at this level. And this is somehow behind me. All right. Okay. Stop. Stop. There we go. Perfect. So, what level are you on? There we go. That's about right. I'm going to move around a little bit. You've got a tree in the middle of the water, which is kind of weird, but it'll do. So it's not under gardens, foliage. So you can actually just pick individual trees as well, which, you can do if you wish. But it takes some while. Here we go. Rocks and sticks. And the sticks are quite important. I say sticks, they're going to be branches, aren't they? So I think the rocks are going to be an absolute pain. So we are going to take our time with that. In the meantime, however, Gonna work with some trees. Now, where are you? You're about here, aren't you? Yeah. So if we go ahead and I've got an idea now. Bear with me a second. So something like this. Just rotate a bit over here. Just make sure it's not clipping through any of the lilies. Just sort of like suggesting dead roots, if you will. Kind of like that. We want... Where are we? Come even higher. Can we make this so it looks like it's a floating... No. I'd have to rotate it completely the other way around. You, however, look like you could be just a floating stick. That's kind of nice. Main of it, though, is going to be just sort of throughout here. Looks like a bit of, you know, root just growing out. So we're just going to do this. Do the same thing over there somewhere. Just pop it down. There we go. Get this down a little bit. I'm just going to just throw a few of these here, there, and everywhere, basically. Probably change their colorings, possibly, so they look a bit more like the things, but they're, you know, they're bleached and dead, so that's fine. The occasional dead tree, probably closer to the water, just like died there, over there. Alright, cool. Happy with that for now. I mean, it's all we need, really. I would like these rocks to be this color. Now, how do I change what color you are? Here, object color. White, grey. So, ooh. Here we go. Just do this. So we want it grey. Maybe a tinge of brown in it. How would we go and get that in there? That, I guess. Not too different. Maybe a little bit more this way. There we go. So going towards the red scale. Oh, we need to get it a bit lighter. Here. Okay, this isn't horrific. So I'm actually kind of chuffed with the way that it's already doing something. So, okay. Let's click off before you continue. Great. Oh, a cliff base. I see. I didn't think I used this one at all. No, I haven't because of the thing. Also, the object color. I'd like to change again. Thank you. And then we're just going to go ahead and get this sunken in. And come out a bit, actually. Then what we're going to do is we're going to quickly just stick it back here a bit. Grab this. V for advanced edit and rotate it forwards. That way you can see the water coming down. Still. I kind of can. Oh, damn it. It's kind of clipping through it. Let's just get rid of this. There we go. Because I want that sort of water effect that we're seeing there. And then we can go to our special effects. Because I'm quite happy with that. I actually kind of wanted some rocks on the top, but you know what? Let's do that. So we've got these, which we can, of course, meld through, which is nice, and just sort of place these like that. Now we can do our special effects. So, what is this one? This one's the splash from the waterfall, so it's going to go ahead and... Can I scale this? I can. Incredible. Okay. Just get it down a bit more. There we go. There we go. And then we'll scale it again back down. So, and then we're just going to bring it back up so I can see it again. Where are you? Here. Cool. And then just sort of throw it in on a few places. If you look from the back there, you can actually see a water effect still, which is kind of nice. It's a little bit thin, so I might try and bring a rock here just to block this out, but that's fine. And then that's the water splash, and the waterfall is here. So we're going to go ahead and rotate this so I can see it. There we go. And then bring it down. Bring it there, and bring it there. There we go. It's unfortunately quite rudimentary. I can see a large splash coming off, but, you know, it's just feeding, you know, feedback from the water. We do have now some rocks and a waterfall. I do need to fill this in, actually. Where are we? That's nice. Quite happy with that, I won't lie. Looks random, but it looks natural at the same time. I'm very, very, very happy with that. We have our waterfall, which means arguably we're nearly done with the enclosure. I feel like there's some spaces that need to be filled in over here. We need to put the thing around it to make sure the Argentinosaurus don't walk into our guests and kill them. Our guests and the viewing point. Maybe another viewing point over here. Just either this or something similar. I don't know. Or maybe one of the prefabs, because it worked out nicely. I'm really liking this enclosure so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Just bear in mind, I'm about 2 episodes behind. Well, I say that. This episode will be going live, and I will have recorded another one in the meantime, is what I mean to say. So, just bear that in mind. However, I'm very chuffed with this so far. This needs to be worked on. This needs to be worked on. Maybe some final prettying up, and we will call it an enclosure, and we'll move on to the next project. So make sure you do suggest what I should build next. I will look through the suggestions, find the ones that are higher rated, and of course what I want to do as well. This one was a unique challenge. I'm looking forward to wrapping it up in either next episode or the episode after. Should be good. If you have enjoyed today's video, please make sure you smash the like button down below. If you haven't already subscribed or requested videos, super duper appreciate it. My name is Vertico. You can call me. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a nice day, and ta-ra!